What is up, my fellow epic Fortnite gamers of YouTube? It's your favorite bubble tea flavored Taro, bringing you the latest in gaming news here on the FullTilt forecast. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now, so let's dive in and get tilted. Today we have the sci-fi economy simulator EVE Online in the news. The game's producer, CCP Games, permanently banned a player on EVE's elected council of stellar management earlier this week for, quote, sharing confidential information with a member of his alliance that was later used by another alliance member to conduct illicit in-game transactions. The council's role is similar to that of the government lobbyist groups in real life by representing the interests of players to CCP Games and collaborating with the company to determine what features should be implemented into the game. The player, Brian Shoneman, or Brisk Ruble as he's known in game, was not only a lobbyist in EVE, but also in real life for the state of Virginia. Shoneman points to his experiences in real life as a politician and how he would not engage in behaviors like this that would harm his reputation either inside or outside the game. I'm pretty skeptical about this, as an elected official using information to their own advantage isn't uncommon these days. Thanks, Obama. I would just like to applaud CCP Games for showing more integrity than the US government when it comes to corruption allegations, actually investigating and delivering out a punishment for the guilty parties. It's rare today to see game developers doing the right thing, so it is important to recognize that when it happens. Leave a like if you agree. Speaking of which, it sounds like you guys out there in the Twitter sphere are enjoying the most recent content update for The Division 2. This patch has increased the gear score available in the game, along with a complete overhaul of the weapon mod systems, with new story content in the form of the Tidal Base and Stronghold raid to boot. I think it's cool to see a developer committed to the dedicated community of their games, so quick shout out to Ubisoft for that. I hope we can see more small updates like this in the future. But let's not forget about our international tech juggernaut, Tencent, who has been making some release moves of their own in the Western market. Earlier this week, Tencent quietly launched their answer to the online distributors like Steam and the Epic Games Store, with the Wii Game X becoming available for the world with an early access version. X-Men. All 17 of its current games are from Chinese developers, with a few offering a translation option. A Tencent representative has stated, Wii Game X is a product Wii Game is testing to serve its global users, with a goal of bringing Chinese games overseas to a wider audience. Remember how we talked about Epic Games stealing user data earlier this week? Well, let's also remember that Tencent also owns 40% of Epic Games. So I and many other gamers are making the connection that a Tencent branded client will likely have similar security concerns. Chinese gamers also have their own reservations about Wii Game, as it is limited by the government's overreaching censorship policies. I personally don't want to see the government regulations affecting the ways we make and play games in the future, so I give the Wii Game X a big yikes out of 10, Chief. That's just my opinion. You guys can let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Finally, we might get some juicy leaks telling us what Microsoft has in store for its E3 press release in June. This leak comes to us from Spanish Xbox fan sites by a user known for having access to insider information. He provides readers with a list of predictions for Microsoft's E3 appearance, opening with a new trailer for the Master Chief Collection PC release, along with Halo Infinite gameplay and a 2020 release date. Yes! Yes! They will then move to discuss other upcoming projects we've heard about in the past, like Gears 5 and Battletoads. It's like 2008, dude? This is where things get interesting though, as the post goes into world premiere details. The big surprises we might be able to expect this year are Dino Crisis, reboot of the cult classic PlayStation 1 title set to arrive later next year. In addition to the long-awaited titles, there's also a mention of Ubisoft having plans for a new Splinter Cell game, as well as a teaser for the next-gen Fable. Dude, the end of Microsoft's announcements will come with their plans for a next generation of consoles with projects Anaconda and Lockhart, and new features for the Xbox Live subscriptions. Take this with a grain of salt though, as it's all speculative at this point. As we get more information on the topic, we can always update you as soon as possible, so don't forget to subscribe to our channel, ding the bell to make sure that you don't miss the upcoming videos. Well folks, that's all I've got for you today. I can feel the salt building already, so remember, stay tilted.